Stampers, it's Gigi with Stamp FUNatics, and thanks for joining me for our 12th week of our Halloween projects. And today I have this cute little project for you. It's actually a K-cup holder, and it has some pumpkin spice, perfect for the season. And I use this cute little witch's brew with screaming sugar because that kind of just reminds me of coffee. And then I put a little pumpkin on there because it is a pumpkin spice, and a little bat because it's kind of getting near Halloween. So I'm going to show you, I used several sets to make this today. And the first set I used is the Labels to Love, and I used this as the outline of my saying that's on the front here of our project, and it coordinates the Labels of Love with the Everyday Labels Punch. So I just have used this set a ton. My last video you saw, I used this one for Halloween. There's plenty of Christmas, there's Thanksgiving, and there's also some ho ho ho, more Christmas, and then there's also even Valentine's Day. So there's just so much use I have gotten out of this set. I'm really excited about it. And then for the pumpkin, I'm using the Seasonal Chums. Now this does cut out, it coordinates with our seasonal tag framelits, and if you can see how the framelits are, they actually cut out both sides, and then you can fold it and you can make it a tag. But I just chose to use the front of this today just to do our little pumpkin guy up at the top. And then the other set I've had so much fun using is this one too. This is called Merry Cafe, and it coordinates with our coffee cafe that's in the annual catalog. This one came out in the holiday catalog, and I love when they coordinate little stamp sets to match your framelits. And this is the coffee cups framelits that's in the annual catalog. I'm not going to be using these today. I'm just going to be using the holiday one. And in here, I decided to use the Witch's Brew with Screamin' Sugar. This has been an adorable set. I made a lot of cards with Hello Fall. It's pumpkin spice latte season because I have a lot of coffee drinker friends, and so they get it. It's kind of a Starbucks thing. And then there are just Love is Brewing. You can take into Valentine's Day. Again, there are beautiful snowflakes, and this also comes with framelits that match. So you can use it to cut out your coffee cup and your lids and things like that. So besides that, we're also going to use, now I'm using an old washi tape punch for my handle, but you could easily use the classic label. I just still like this punch, and I'm still using it, but it has retired. And then I used the 1 3/4 inch to cut the holes here for my coffee cups so that they fit just perfectly. So you're going to need the circle punch 1 3/4. And then I actually have some exciting news about our blends that are coming out November 1st. So it's the day after Halloween. You can get ready to get excited again about these. That's how I colored in my pumpkin, and I'll show you briefly how I did that. Let's get a little more light over here. There we go. And then I took my, let's see, I wanted to mention this. Let me get those framelits back out. That in this framelits, that's the seasonal tags, they also have extra little framelits, and they have snowflakes, which I've used. Maybe you saw me make the box with the little Christmas tree, and there's a tag, and there's more snowflakes, but there's also a cool bat, and there's also a really cool spider web. So I used the bat, and I cut out one in black, basic black cardstock, and I've already kind of gone ahead and done that, so I don't have to do it again. And I just put it up there in the other corner because it is Halloween. So that's how all of this stuff I think we're going to be using today. So let me show you the papers we're going to use. You're going to need a full size sheet of cardstock, and this is pumpkin pie, and it's 8.5 by 11. You're also going to need 2 pieces of designer paper. Now this is from our Spooky Night Designer Series paper, and I just chose 2, and they're both 4 1/4 wide, and then one is 1 3/4 down in length, and then the other one is 2 inch. So just a little bit of difference. And then I have a piece of scrap, because what I did to line up my circles was I just punched 2 holes with my 1 3/4 inch punch. And you're going to see later when I go to make the holes on the pumpkin pie, I actually put those on there as a template so I knew where I wanted them. So we'll get to that. Now, one other thing I did is I also rounded the corners here at the top. You can choose to do it or you don't have to. I'm using an old quarter rounder, but your envelope punch board has a corner rounder on the back, and you can use that. To save time, I'm just going to use this little corner rounder I've had from, it's also retired though, you can't get it at Stampin' Up. So, all right, we're going to take our scoring board and we're going to score. Wait a minute, I need my scoring tool. There we go. And we're going to start on the 8.5 inch side, and we're going to score at 2 inches all the way down, and we're going to score at 6.5. Then we're going to turn it to the 11 inch side, and we're going to score at 4 inches, 6 1/4, 8 1/4, and over at 10 1/2. All right, that's it for the scoring tool. I love this thing. I've gotten so much use out of it. Okay, then the next thing I did was I took my scissors. Well, actually, let's take our bone folder, and we're going to fold on our score lines first and get a nice crisp lines before we start cutting. And hopefully you'll see the lines better that way too, but it's always good to kind of get that done. And let's go on the side. And this side. Okay, there we go. The first thing I'm going to do is, you see how you have this little 1/2 inch left? I'm going to cut out the 2 sides. So let's go ahead and snip those off. Don't need them. And same thing here. Okay. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to cut these tabs just to the score line, like that. And one more there. And now the middle one is actually going to be my tab, so I'm just going to miter the corner on that one so it closes the box well. Just taking a hairline off, not much. And doing the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to snip here, and here, and here. And then the middle one, again, of these 3 tabs is the one I'm going to just take out a little hairline piece, a little miter. That's when you kind of cut it on an angle, and then down to a point. Okay, let me just get this line a little better. Okay. All right. So this is how your box should look. And then these 2 great big pieces, we're going to cut all the way off because that's going to be the top of our box. So I'm just going to take my scissors and cut down there. And the same thing on this side. We're going to get rid of that. And you can save those scraps because they can work on another project. Okay, so this is going to be the top of my box. Now is when you would come in with your corner rounder, and you can go ahead and round those 2 pieces. Okay, and then actually on my designer paper, the larger piece, which is the 2 inch down, is going to go at the top here. So what I want to do is just round those 2 top pieces so that they kind of go together when we put it together. All right, so that way it won't be straight. Okay, the first thing I want to do is put my adhesive on, and I do want a strong adhesive because it is a box, so I'm going to use my tear and tape paper. So here's where I'm putting my adhesive. I'm going to put it on the top piece. And I'm going to put several because it's a pretty big tab. Let's see. And this just tears like that. That's why I like it. Let me just cut that little piece a little shorter. It's a little long. There we go. Okay, now it's stuck on me. Hang on. Here we go. All right, and then the next tab, we're also going to put another piece of our tear and tape. So you're going to do it on the first 2 pieces, and that's it. All right, let's put another one there. And then we're going to do this side of the box. Same thing. Put some on this top tab and then on the bottom. And another piece there. And then this very tiny little tab that we have left here, we're going to put some adhesive there. All right. So now you want to turn your box over, and this is the way we're going to assemble it. All right. So what I want to do is I want to put my top piece on now, because I am going to go ahead and cut that handle out. Let's go ahead and just do that. And like I said, you can use your classic label punch. I'm just going to be using my little washi. Center it, come down a little bit, and that's it. All right, and let's see what else. I believe that's it. Now we're ready to go ahead and start putting our box together. So I'm just going to take off all the tape pieces. Okay. I can't believe Halloween's only 5 days away. I had to hurry and make this other video to get us in time so you can make this before the season. And I can't believe how cold it's gotten here in North Carolina. We are like almost in winter here. It's like 30 degrees and really cold. And I'm actually going to be heading out to that on stage eventually in Salt Lake City. And we're actually colder than Salt Lake City right now. So that amazed me. My husband clued me in on that one today. So, well, yeah, I'm going to be leaving my cold weather, but we're going out west first, so we're going to get some warm weather out there. They're having extremely warm weather, so it'll be a little bit of both. Don't even have a clue how to pack. All right, so here's how our box is going to go. We're going to take our middle tab, and we're just going to put it inside, bring our two ends together. Do the same thing on this side. We're going to come in the back of the box here and bring our two sides up and just line up that bottom tab there. And then this one will go over this side like that and like that. It looks intimidating, but it's a really easy box to make. And then where our adhesive is here, we're actually going to fold up. But before we do that, oops, I almost forgot. We need to cut our holes out for our K-cups. So I already punched two of my black 1 3/4 inch circles. I'm just going to take a little bit of snail and put it in the middle there. And then I'm going to line them up kind of where I want them. And when I get them positioned the way I want, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe over a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to take my 1 3/4 circle punch. Actually, this would be good to do before we close the box. So let's see if I can open this back up. Flatten it out a little bit. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, so you want to do this first. Sorry. All right, and we're just going to come over with our punch, and we're going to go right over that circle and punch out. And that's sort of a template for us so we know where we want to punch. Now this is a little more difficult because I've kind of assembled the box. It won't be so difficult when you still have it flat. Okay, there we go. All right, now we'll put it back together. All right, so let me put my sides back, get them secure. And do this side back. And now this little adhesive that's across here, you're just going to fold right up onto your box and just kind of even out your sides. And then just go from the inside and you can just close up the sides like that. Just make sure that that glue is really good. And then there you go. We can drop in a few of our coffees. And then your other piece of your designer paper is going to go right across the front. Okay, so I'm just going to run some snail again on this piece and center it right in the middle of the front of the box. That just gives it some nice color. All right, now we're ready to do our stamping. So we're going to take our pumpkin, and we're going to take black memento ink and pumpkin pie. And we're going to take that label punch, and then we've got our stamp that says the Witch's Brew on there. And then I need a scrap of vanilla cardstock. I don't need a very big piece. So I'm just going to take my black, stamp that. Then I'm going to take the pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to stamp the Witch's Brew right in the middle. Okay. And then you can take your Everyday Labels punch, and you can just punch it out. It's going to be real easy. Just line it up and punch. I love when they have punches or framelits to match, so I don't have to do all that cutting. And then I'm just going to put this on the front. So I'm going to use some of my dimensionals. Just need 2. And we'll add that to the front. Sort of in the middle. And then I did want to use one more time my pretty black rhinestones, which I absolutely love. This time I'm using the largest ones because this is pretty substantial here and it can pull it off. Okay, let's put one there. Isn't that cute? I don't know, you can't see the shine of the rhinestone, but believe me, it's really, really adorable. And now the bat that I went ahead and cut out, I just used from the framelits. I'm going to go ahead and use a glue dot, and I'm just going to put him on the right side, right up here. So he's kind of flying on that side. Now for the pumpkin, I'm going to go ahead and take another piece of Very Vanilla, and let's take our pumpkin and our black memento again, and we'll just ink him up. And I'm just going to do the face part. I don't really need to waste the ink on that part because I'm not going to be using it. Okay. And now's the fun part. Now we're going to take our new blends and we're going to actually color it in. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to start and show you how they are. These are beautiful blends. They have nice brush on one side, and then they have more of a pointy edge on the other for more fine work. And these color like butter. They are just so dreamy the way that they blend in. They don't streak. I think you're gonna love them. I had these as the blendabilities for the last time when they came out, and now they're out with the blends, and they're starting November 1st. Like I said, they'll be available for you. They let us as demonstrators get our hands on it a little bit early so that we can start playing around with it and showing you and get y'all excited. And so if you wanted to be a demonstrator, you could contact me. I'd be happy to have you on my team, and you could get new products in your hands. We actually have a new catalog, a new seasonal catalog, and our celebration one coming out in January. But as demonstrators, for going on stage, I'm going to get to play with some of that new product right now. And then actually I'm going to get to pre-order for going to on stage. And then the rest of the demonstrators can also start ordering in November. So you can get your hands on the product early. And you can also make it part of your starter kit. So you'll be able to purchase, starting in November, some of these great. Well, first of all, you can do this November 1st for the blends, and then some of the catalog, you can go ahead and start getting the beginning of, in the middle of November, sorry. And one thing new that they didn't have last time, which I want to show you right away, and then I'll go ahead and color the rest and come back, is they have this new color lifter. And this is so cool because it actually takes some of the color off, so you can get some type of shading if you want, and little highlights and lowlights on your projects. And it's just so cool. Like this would be real cool on an apple. You know how you try to get the shine on an apple. So I'm just showing you a little bit on the pumpkin so you can see how it actually lifts the color right off. It's very cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring. I'm going to use some daffodil yellow. I used my pumpkin pie, and I'm going to use some old olive on the green, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is my pumpkin all colored, and I took out the pumpkin framelit, and like I said, I don't care about the back part so much, so I'm just going to really worry about lining up the pumpkin, and I think that looks pretty good. Let's get them over just a tad. And then I'm just going to go ahead and run them through my Big Shot. And I'll have a piece like this. And like I said, if I was doing the whole thing, then you would fold it and it could become a tag, but I'm not using it as a tag. So let me put this back. And I'm just going to take my little paper snips and I'm just going to follow around the rest of the pumpkin and just go ahead and cut that part off because I don't really need it. Let's get a little more over there. There we go. Okay. So then what I did on my box is I just took another dimensional and I put it more towards the bottom of the pumpkin. And I just put it up in the left-hand corner right there, like that. Isn't he cute? I love him. Anyway, so there's the bat and there's little pumpkin, your cute little coffees. What a great gift, guy or girl. They would love it. Pumpkin spice time, it's perfect for the fall right now, and especially with us being so cold, I've been drinking these nonstop. So I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great Halloween. Be safe, have fun, and I might have another project for you because I actually was booed by a neighbor, and not booed in a bad way, booed where they give you a surprise that you didn't even know at the door. I got a beautiful fall basket, has lots of treats in it, fun things, a little mug and everything, and then you put a little poster on your door saying I've been booed, and you go and do that, and it has a cute little poem that goes with it too, and you go ahead and do that to 2 of your neighbors, and it's kind of spreading throughout our neighborhood now, so it's kind of fun. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you need any of these projects, these great stamp sets and all those wonderful punches, just go ahead and go on my blog. I'll have all of the products listed there for you. It's stampfunatics.com, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks, and subscribe, don't forget, and share with your friends so that you can see more of my videos. Thank you. Have a great day.